working with the animal guides. Blessings and peace, dear ones. A number of you actually have come forward to me asking about your relationships with animals and the deep purpose of these very deep relationships that you have with your either pet animals or wild animals, beings in nature who come forward to you, who bring you messages, presents, who are clearly carrying a powerful energy for you in your life. Some of you work strongly with animals, but whether you work strongly with them or not, they are powerful beings in your life. And the more you can become aware of this, of course, the more you can take advantage of what they are bringing forward to you. And of course, the more you can advantage them. So perhaps when you are listening to this and you are especially interested in animals and what they are, in that sense, doing here on earth with you, obviously they have what they are doing for them. But this is about their relationship with you as guides in your life. So as you think about that, I'd like you to focus perhaps on an animal who is close to you, maybe a pet, but also maybe a spirit animal that you feel very passionately about or have an awareness that is journeying with you all the time. And just feel that presence. And there may be several presences with you on the inner plane, as well as perhaps some who are with you on the outer plane. Depending where you are in your life, you may have more or less space in your heart and time in your day to attune to your animal guides and friends. I'm going to talk to you as though you do have the time. And perhaps even if now you can't expand how much time you make available for your animal friends, perhaps you can do so in the near future. Or perhaps you can take particular times in your day or in your week where you come to focus on your animal friends and guides. How does an animal guide you? Well, the answer is very much the same as when we talk about the spirit guides. They guide you when you are open to them, when you decide to connect with them. For if you do not connect with them, there is little really that they can do to break through that particular impasse. They will continue on their way. They will be talking to you on the inside, whether you listen or not. But if you really do listen and you really intend to hear as well as listen, you will be amazed at what animals, birds, water beings, serpent beings, all beings who dwell in other forms can bring to you, can teach you, can show you. You will draw towards you the beings who are specially relevant for you. So consider that for a moment. Which animals you love, and in what way you love them. How deep is your relationship with your animal friends, or your bird friends, or your serpent friends, or your fishy friends? Because you have the affinity that calls those beings towards you. Feel it for a moment. Think about it. And now understand that even if your animal friend is physical, he or she is working with you on the inner plane. That is really why they are with you. That requires that you be still and quiet and listen on the inside. Because animals communicate telepathically. Obviously, they don't talk English, French, or Russian. They speak in vibration, in energy. Once you understand your special friend, you know all kinds of things about how he or she is feeling just by breathing and being close, or sometimes not even being close, just by breathing and being and tuning in, listening, sensing. The senses are the most important aspect of your listening, that you relax your body around your animal, that you sense that your light body is melding in with your animal's light body. You realize this is a very sensitive, wise being, and the energy is going to come through their light body into your light body and then into your senses and from your nerves up into your brain and get translated into thought. It is very good for you to sit with your animal and just be. For some of you, that is quite a challenge, and after a few minutes, you want to get up and keep going and doing whatever jobs you're doing, busy, busy, busy. But your animal will ask you to sit and be. Your animal is processing, and I mean bird and all the other possible animals. When I say animal, I am meaning animals of all kinds, creatures of all kinds. And also, I am referring to those in the spirit world. The perceptions of the animals depend in which element they are dwelling. The water beings will have special insight and understanding of the state of the water, purity of the water, of all kinds of information about the water. And you will have to obviously translate it from taste, smell, sense, in the water itself, that feeling of the water. You'll have to translate it from how that animal is experiencing it, and you'll have to do that with your own knowledge in that sense. What happens when you sit with an animal or you listen really deeply to an animal is you start to morph inside. You begin to feel what it is like to be that animal. So this is already an indication of how your animal works. Because if you make space and you open up, your animal starts to kind of come into you and try to imagine and be. Well, they're not imagining exactly, they're just sensing. That's their way. They sense into you. They feel into you. They know things that sometimes you are not even aware of. That is how they work. They come into your field, and if they find any sort of lumpy, stressed out, sharp edges, they will come in and round that energy off, which is why I say it's so good to sit and be with your animals, because they are working all the time. They're absorbing and transmitting. They will exchange energy. So you notice, for example, often cats will seem to rest a lot. But then if you sit by them, you will notice they're hyper aware of your presence. They never don't notice you sitting by them. And what starts to happen then is they will be exchanging energies with you. Energies will be just naturally moving across the light membrane, if you like, where your light body and their light body are joining together. There is a passing from one to another, and they are bringing into your body fresh energy, and they're taking old energy away. And that is really demonstrated when sometimes in a family there will be a sick person, and one of the animals will take on that sick person, and they will spend a lot of time there with that person, and they will sometimes take the entire condition on and move it through their own body. This is one of the great gifts of your animal guides. If I was to say what the teaching was here, I would say that animals have a level of love that is rarely found in a human being, that is very selfless, because they don't have ego. They don't have mental conundrums. They're simply there, being there in the moment. And if you are able to open up to them, there is a remarkable love power that comes from your animal to you. And you need that love, that simple presence that your animal brings to you. And that is one of the teachings that your relationship brings to you. And we'll talk about some of the other things next time we meet. Blessings and peace.